Hello everyone, so we are all set and ready to meet Dr. Pradyumna Tembhekar. He's into sports medicine and he's in sports ambassador to FIFA and he's an GS alumnus. So yes, let's go ahead.
Third department, third people.
Like 3 idiots?
कॉन्फ्लुएंस के वीडियो में मार्बल कौन डालता है?
With us, Dr. Pradyumna Tembhekar, and I'll let him introduce himself first.
Hi guys, as she rightly mentioned, coming back to my home, Dr. Pradyumna Tembhekar. I'm an orthopedic and sports medicine physician. So I am into the sports medicine domain. Never wanted to sit in those library corners in the first floor. So I just decided to step onto the field, and who would have thought, man, one day a person struggling to find answers in vivas in this very college would be able to treat Neeraj Chopra's hand, or maybe let's say Sunil Chetri's knee for that matter. So yeah,
That
great
is
going.
so cool. And he's Sir Marathi आहेत, but for a larger audience, we'll keep this session in English. So let's just go around the college, renew some memories and then talk more.
Absolutely.
मी फुटबॉल खेळायचा or there's more to your love of sports?
So technically, it was an accident in disguise, I'd say,
Okay.
because randomly I just came onto the field. I saw a couple of guys playing football. I was, like one of those isolated lot. So when I came in, I used to see these MBBS guys playing, and I was like, this enthusiastic kid wanted to try a game or two. And I just started playing football. So I was like, यहाँ पे खेल सकता हूँ क्या मैं? And then comes this not so. I mean, this is a very developed surface.
Yeah, it is. The green grass or also ये भी ऐसा
No,
सगळं
that's
नवीन
still
नवीन.
fine. That's still fine.
Yeah.
Come. Let me show you. So what you see right here, this synthetic surface, it wasn't synthetic at all. This is back in 2013, 2014. This was a tar ground, black tar, two-layered, where the initial orthopedic casualties just used to play around here as if we are a bunch of animals wanting to prowl on each other. That was so wild out there. We used to have our GS football league here, 2014, 15, 16, before the turf came in. So it was, man, nostalgic. Like I get goosebumps when I see myself on the ground trying to slide tackle my way through. So yeah.
So did you have any MCL वगैरह कुछ?
Thankfully. Touch wood. I didn't have any.
That is not wood.
Nah, man, it was crazy. And this whatever you see here was actually not the turf that you're seeing right now. This was a semi-volleyball court kind of.
Yeah, we had that. Just last year it changed to a turf.
So before changing into a turf or before switching up, this used to be like a dampened surface.
Yeah.
And there used to be an elevation compared to the basketball court.
Yeah, even the benches were not there. They were added
Oh,
this
absolutely,
year.
absolutely. In fact, we used to practice. We used to do our warm-ups on this ground before going on to the basketball court.
Nice.
And that used to be our warm-up drill or strength or conditioning to avoid injuries here.
Right.
And that was quite weird to do because यार कीचड़ पे warm-up कर रहे हैं, basketball court पे खेलने, injuries तो certain ही थे. Half of our team used to get injured anyway. And GSPL used to happen like that. Like they used to back there.
GSPL is a whole vibe only in our
Absolutely.
college. Yeah.
So the thing that you see here, the elevation, was near the basketball court.
Right.
And this used to be a tennis court where we used to.
Lawn tennis court.
No, this was a football ground. Even this was a
You
football
used to
ground.
play football everywhere, basically.
Everywhere, wherever
And
we find.
badminton or carom or anything.
Oh yes.
Did
In
you
fact,
see that?
the moment 3:30 our lectures used to be done.
Yeah.
The moment that happened, either I'm going to the table tennis court, the badminton court, or I'm coming here playing football. And that used to be always the case. I never wanted to go to the library and take that stress.
They even renewed that badminton court. Did you see it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they put in a whole new thing over
Oh,
there.
man.
And now you're not allowed shoes
Why
other
am
than badminton shoes
Why am I
over
not
there.
allowed? I'm an Olympic certified doctor. Come on, I'm allowed. I am allowed. Of course, I'm allowed. Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
No, but this was the place where I learned the initial skills of sport.
Yeah.
Getting the initial stage is very important because once you know what happens in sport is where you gain the momentum. For example, this used to be a vertical court, a table tennis one.
Yes,
used to-
they were placed like this.
Yeah.
I mean, they were placed like that till day before yesterday, I guess. They
Oh,
just
okay.
changed
So
it.
it's changed just for the time being, I guess. And badminton court is just the same. You see the ladder inside, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. First day in the badminton court, and I crash into the ladder falls onto me.
Wow.
Yeah. And I damaged 2 of those lights, still haven't paid for it.
Amazing.
But just make sure the Gymkhana was quite kind enough to not take any money from me for damaging the lights for that. But yeah, first
Gymkhana
day.
has changed a lot now.
Oh,
Now
Gymkhana
they
is-
take money for
well,
everything.
we are not touching controversial topics at all. But
Fine.
yeah.
So do you remember the structure, like where you almost
course.
spent a very little time?
No, very little time.
No,
I
as
used
a
to do-
GSite, our littlest time is a lot more than
No,
majority.
our little time is 12 hours.
Yeah.
Little time in library, but these windows didn't exist.
Right.
This wasn't the case.
I guess they renovated the building a few years
Oh,
ago.
is
I
it?
mean, yeah. There
And-
was whole space over here, कुछ बोल रहे थे,
Oh, of
like
course.
some
अरे
alumni.
PSM जाने के लिए यहाँ से we used to go यार. And then after that, first floor, the moment you go inside, it's a graveyard. It's a complete graveyard, of course. The moment you realize.
Do you want to relive it?
No, I mean, no horrors. No horrors, please. Because you go inside, वो stress अपने आप आ जाता है यार.
तो आपने कभी सोचा नहीं about doing PG in a particular like?
No, clinical never. Clinical
No?
never.
Okay.
Because I realized when I was learning physiology, I was like reading this Guy 10 BD Chaurase wala books. I realized I could apply it much more better in the domain of sports.
So
And
how
that
did
is
you
how-
start into sports medicine? Like now you like are a sports ambassador. You're at a level. But how
Right.
did you start? How did you get the idea of it? Because not many people are not there in this
Absolutely.
field. Yeah.
So it was more likely random memory tha yaar, because if I tell you honestly, it was more of a fan-based emotion.
Right.
You
Because
start
you
off-
loved football
No,
and
because
everything.
Not just football. I was always integrated towards all other sports as well. A game of badminton, because we were just out of the Olympic Games and Asian Games.
Right.
So boxing was one, badminton was
Yeah.
one, wrestling was one.
Was it the time when India was actually celebrating its Olympic wins? And
Yes,
everything?
absolutely. It was-
Yeah? Right.
I was just entering med school just after that.
Okay.
So and the Commonwealth Games were on. So
Yes,
that was the whole emotion behind it. And football was the first game where I was a fan.
Yeah.
And that is where the whole element started. Because I knew for a fact that football is just one sport.
Yeah. Obviously.
But the obsession took me to such a level that we were making videos about football, we were making short films.
Yeah, you were the one who started the first film society of KM.
Of course,
right?
and if you see this area,
Yeah.
if you could see this area, the short film buzz came to such a level that we made a GSMC 90-year Memorial celebration video
Oh, okay.
where we had taken a scooter. We took it right to that end.
Like 3 Idiots?
Yeah, like that end, and we shot an entire sequence where the Honda Activa is coming from the opposite end to this place.
And they allowed you
to the
guys?
museum.
They
And
allowed
they
you?
allowed us to do this. So my director Abhijit Hodambe
Is
was
that
on the
video
right.
still there?
Yeah, it's still on YouTube.
Can you please share the link? I'll like share
It's
the
on the
link with all
GSMC
of you.
official YouTube channel. It
Oh,
was
nice.
shared on multiple, I think, media platforms as well. But I still remember a sequence where we had started a black and white frame from there.
Oh,
It was a black and white frame from there. Basically, we wanted to show 1905, 1920 se lekar abhi tak how the transition has taken place. So Abhijit was driving the Honda Activa. I was holding the camera from behind, and we were taking that sequence. So it was quite a.
That is so good. You have so many interests in sports,
Of course.
films, editing, and talking.
We had to, because I had a knack of editing to such a level that the moment I was done with my morning set of lectures, I was there in the BCR boys common room. I don't know, is it open?
But at that, no, it's not open. It's under renovation abhi.
Come on guys, carom कहाँ खेलेगा public?
अभी बैडमिंटन कोर्ट के साथ में कैरम खेलता है पब्लिक.
But it was great because.
But at that time, Instagram and YouTube were not so
Yeah.
in. So how did you like start like editing and putting out videos, or did you not? Did you just do it for
So
yourself?
I used to upload videos on YouTube. I had a channel called Tube Wiring, and if it was basically something related to sports, something
Okay.
related to short films, something related to vlogs,
Okay.
and it was not much related to content creation as such. It was more of journalistic influence.
Things happening in my life, kind of.
No, it wasn't even a lifestyle vlog. It was
Okay.
most likely what are the things happening in sport.
Okay.
Video
Informative
analysis.
and
Yeah, we were
using
more into the
reviews
infotainment part of it.
Right.
We were mostly talking
So you
about.
were the sports commentator when
Yeah, commentator.
they were very
exactly.
less
exactly.
commentators.
Then we used to edit videos or make short films of that matter.
Right.
And after a point of time, things came to such a level that we were doing editing for medical conferences. I did a
Right.
medical confluence ka pura
Yeah,
editing I
our
used to do.
college has amazing conference night. Like we
Absolutely,
have
absolutely.
international conferences and everything.
True.
So were you a part of any of those research studies or conferences?
Oh, this entrance, of course. No, so what used to happen is,
Yeah.
the moment we came on to create short films,
Right.
produce short films, or produce films which will go into international film festivals and all, we started doing Confluence.
Right. So
We-
your batch started Confluence?
No,
or?
so I was handling the media side of Confluence.
Oh,
be
nice.
it promo videos or making
Right.
those trailers, intros.
Register now.
or I still remember I'd put a Avengers का theme song and उसपे मैंने वो slide show डाल दिया था. I'd done a Marvel का वो पूरा cinematic universe वाला intro किया था for Confluence. So I still remember we used to try experimenting stuff, right? We used to try to make sure we expand to the next dimension. कुछ
You
normal
also
चीज
had
normal
that
करना ही
kind
है.
of group also, na?
Yeah. But always at the same time एक चीज normal नहीं करनी, एक चीज out of the world ही करके दिखानी. मतलब यार Confluence के वीडियो में Marvel कौन डालता है? मतलब ऐसे crazy thoughts we used to do, but that is where it begins, right? You start becoming crazy and then the world gets crazy behind you.
Yeah, right. First of all, they just say that you're crazy and like we are
Exactly.
crazy for you.
We used to shoot all the sequences right over here in this very office space, and it was quite memorable, man.
So I have a like question. Ki you did so many things while you were in this college where everyone studies so hard. So did you not feel ऐसे guilty or left out कि भाई पढ़ाई नहीं हो रही या फिर इतनी पढ़ाई है? What am I
होता था.
doing? All of these things.
नहीं होता था, existential crisis तक जाता था कि अरे what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
Because I remember going that way where the thing is closed right now,
VCR. Yeah.
and of course the boys' common room was therapeutic for us.
Yeah.
And I still remember getting a laptop, headphones,
Editing and
frustrated
everything.
लोग कि भाई क्या edit हो रहा है क्या नहीं हो रहा है.
कोई देख नहीं रहा है, कुछ
नहीं
नहीं
कोई
हो
देख
रहा
नहीं रहा
है.
है, पढ़ाई भी नहीं हो रहा है. I'm not
Exactly.
going. I'm not
Editing
going
में
to
भी बहुत
lectures.
time लगता है,
Sorry
yeah.
teachers, I'm not attending lectures.
Yeah, that happened
मेरा
with
sign रहता था हमेशा, but I don't know who signed
That
on my
does
behalf.
not happen anymore. They make us ineligible directly
Oh
अगर
my
sign
God.
नहीं होता है
Okay.
तो.
We are
AMS
not
become
a
very
controversial
strict.
topic again. We are avoiding that. But it was always existential. मतलब
Yeah.
not every day was easy.
KM में the environment is
No,
very
not
studious.
because of that. It was like मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ? All of my friends are studying. Why am I trying to be creative enough? And that's where the Gymkhana provided a contact where I could create content for a orthopedic conference called Why
The
Not.
6th floor of the new building which you say, yeah.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Then the new home becomes 6th floor of the new building.
That's where the
Where-
whole idea of sports medicine
Sports,
started.
the very starting point where we made sure that yes, if I have to do something, I might as well be a physician and do it rather
Right.
than being a therapist. Because physiotherapist, occupational therapist होते हैं. With all
Right.
due respect to them, होते हैं. They're based out in teams and all. But finance से एक team doctor का ही होता है ना.
Right.
You know the
yeah.
diagnostic evaluations or whatever history taking we do,
Right.
whatever examination findings we get.
Yeah.
A physiotherapist is not trained to do that.
Exactly.
Basically, and that is the exact reason the diagnostic evaluation part was something that always intrigued me.
Okay, so
And,
who was like the first sports person who you helped with?
sports person has to be my own team,
Okay.
my bunch of so-called champions who just used to carry a ball in his spray all around. लगता था डाइक्लोफेनाक का स्प्रे मारेंगे. ये बैठ सकते क्या इधर?
क्या है?
आ जाओ बैठ सकते हैं.
हाँ, yeah.
You can sit?
Yes, yes.
अरे,
I'll just get your apron very quickly.
Yeah, sure.
Very, very, very proud. The 2 times I met Sir, he always have had this apron, and that's how I recognized from this logo that Sir is an ES alumnus. So it is amazing.
No, of course, man. And
We are very proud people about our college.
of course, and especially the undergraduate guys are a bit more oriented
Yeah.
to this non-CP-SED omnibus than all the other people. But yeah, and
Not
then-
for one, but for everyone.
but for everyone, of course. Come.
We want to hear your Messi story.
Want to hear my Messi story? But let us
Yes.
show you
Very, very
the
proud
proud
moment.
Indian and global football.
This is Sunil Chetri's sign, everyone.
Sunil Chetri's sign is right here.
Yeah.
There's Mahesh Singh here, Mehtab, Sandesh, Gurpreet, Rahul Bheke.
Oh my god. And everything on KM apron, guys.
Of
This is how
course.
powerful this apron is.
Arsene Wenger, the ex-Arsenal coach, that
Wow.
sends his regards. And then I think if you take it behind,
Yeah.
there's Lalians Wala Changte, the next guy who's going to don
Amazing.
the Indian football scenario.
So you have quite a life, huh, sir?
No, it is always because, and you know the best part about it? Best part about carrying this apron now? Best part about it is, till 2 years ago, people used to remember me for taking interviews.
Yeah.
Now I go to the Fathoda Stadium in Goa or the JRD Tata Sports Complex in
Now
Jamshedpur.
people take your interviews.
People take our interview, that's a different fact. But imagine the same player coming up to you and saying कि hello भाई कैसा है अभी डॉक्टर बन गया क्या? You know, I'm carrying a doctor bag now. People are not expecting a microphone in my hand now. People are expecting a vial or people are expecting like a paracetamol.
Yeah, I have the same confusion. Like I make videos and everything. Now I
Right.
feel like कि अभी नीट पीछे के जो टॉपर्स है, let's take their interviews. फिर लगता है कि यही करते बैठूंगी तो
अनुज
जिंदगी
दिख रहा है,
भर
अनुज पाचल दिख रहा है.
तो फिर जिंदगी भर ये टॉपर्स के इंटरव्यूज लेने पड़ेंगे, अपन टॉपर बनेंगे नहीं अगर ऐसे करते
नहीं
बैठेंगे
हो
तो।
सकता है यार, अनुज से इंस्पिरेशन आ रहा है यार. Anuj, if you are seeing this, clip it and tag Nishita and post
नहीं
it
यार,
on
अनुज सर
Instagram.
इज तो भाई नेक्स्ट लेवल ओनली. वाटर रैंक 1300, माय यूजी रैंक वाज आल्सो 1600.
अरे
तो
बाप रे. KEM 300 के रैंक के लिए इतना रो रहे हो. नहीं, but I get the whole vibe around it.
So
But
how did you deal with all of that existential crisis? How did you keep going in this field, and how did you find
I just
yourself,
kept
your
going.
niche?
I just kept going. Whatever
Without
happens in
thinking,
sports
not
is the exact
overthinking it.
principle that happens in sports, right? You just
Just
have to
keep
keep
doing
going.
it.
Just keep doing it. Just keep doing whatever you have to do if you want to get somewhere.
Hashtag Nike, just do it. If
Just
you
do
want
it.
to sponsor sir, साथ में collaborate वगैरह कर लेना.
Absolutely. Good brand sponsors it. Very good, very good. But coming to whatever went through behind the scenes, yes, frustration does take place. Burnout होता है. You want to manage your life on a content level. But मेरा ना content ऐसा बन रहा था कि where I was learning stuff as well.
Right.
For example, I'm going to an orthopedic surgeon's office.
Yeah.
I am editing a video of a scaphoid cyst excision.
Amazing.
So
yeah.
I'm indirectly learning orthopedics, right? I'm indirectly learning things about sports medicine, sports surgery for that matter, in a matter of what 2 to 3 hours, for which लोग 6 साल लगा देते हैं.
Point.
MS के 3 साल, फिर 3 साल fellowship, then probably a job opportunity with them.
And
मैं
our
तो ऐसे ही
field
बैठ
is
गया.
everything hands on. मतलब आप आता जे मुलं असतात वॉर्ड मधली, त्यांना बरंच काही येत नसतं. नवीन मुलं असतात, हाताखाली शिकतात, त्यांना पूर्ण ऑपरेशन येतात, फक्त त्यांच्याकडे डिग्री नसती म्हणून ते
Absolutely.
वॉर्ड मधले मुलं आहेत.
And you know the worst part about it, once you're in the course, the only element that you need to deal with, and which fortunately I could deal with because I had the humility which I learned from when I was not in MBBS, is dealing with this insecurity. Ki I know everything but I'm still not there.
Yeah.
But now that you are in the course, you are in a position where you have to know everything.
Yeah.
Either there's pressure, pressure can build up ego, and ego can destroy relationships.
Right.
That is the cycle, that is a positive feedback cycle that you need to avoid if you have to excel, especially in sports. Because sports, one day everything is looking good at your end, second day you feel everything is good, everything is down.
Yeah.
One day you're winning final. I remember the first 2 games with Jamshedpur Football Club. My first game was a 5-0 victory. I thought I'm the boss, I'm the good luck charm who's coming in right. I go to Bhubaneswar, I lose 4-1 right in the first half of the game. Second half, I don't even want to see
Sports
the
is
game.
very unpredictable. Like,
Exactly like what happens in Marrow question of the day.
yeah. Okay, that was a good
Exactly the
switch.
same. One day you feel, अरे मुझे medicine आता है, सब कुछ आता है, 19 subjects I got it right. Second day you're like, अरे यार क्या हो रहा है ये? This is exactly what happens, and this element of unpredictability, handling it, is what I could learn from the initial days. And anyone out there who wants to balance both things, can be anything. Can be either content creation and medicine, can be the sports or medicine, can be even stock markets and medicine, can be any hobby that you want to convert into a profession. Initial days will bring you existential crisis. Every single time. Initial days will bring you burnout.
Right.
How you deal with it and how you get over it through the level of consistency is what will determine your level of success. It's
Right, that's so
exactly,
good.
it's directly proportional. There is no shortcut to whatever you want to do if you have to get things sorted. And that is what sport and this BCR environment
Meant
taught
for
me.
you, yeah.
And the very reason I carry this is also because it reminds you every single day why you started it and where you started it. That's why the KM April.
KM has
Where?
amazing kinds of people. You get all sorts of people. Now the people are very studious यहाँ पे, but
No, होते हैं.
हाँ.
I completely agree. But if you don't know where you started, you don't know where you're going to end up.
Exactly. Yeah.
And this is the very place where what would be the cost of these aprons? चल वो time पे तो it was 320 rupees because 20 रुपए का वो
अभी
batch
भी
लगता था.
300 only.
300 के
yeah,
पास से
yeah.
मिलता है. But also at the same time, now that I get all the signatures, what is the value of it? It's priceless.
Too much, yeah.
Bilateral senile cataract, incipient lamellar separation stage. त्या माणसाचा अवॉर्ड फंक्शनच्या मध्ये मी प्युपिल डायलेट करून बघितला होता. कॅटरॅक्ट. बट टर्न्स आउट त्याचा कॅटरॅक्ट वॉज सेकंडरी टू स्ट्रोक. भलतीच केस होती.
मी आता off त्याला खूप कधी-कधीच जाते.
नाही, व्हेरी गुड डिसिजन इन लाईफ. ऑफ्थॅल.
त्याच्या वेळेस गेलो.
नाही, एक काल मला एका बॅचमेटला फेल केलं होतं ना सर, त्याला ऑफ्थॅलचं स्पेलिंग नव्हतं येत होतं. त्याला लास्ट क्वेश्चन हाच होता, ऑफ्थॅल की स्पेलिंग बता.
ऑफ्थॅलचे डोके फार इंटरेस्टिंग आहे त्या बाबतीमध्ये.
Very weird department, weird people. Please don't put it on camera. तसं मला काय फरक नाही पडत.
आता कायच करणार तुम्हाला ते, आता कायच
I've passed.
करणार. तुम्ही रेसिडेन्सी KM मधलं त्याच्याबद्दल काही ऐकलंय का?
Residency?
इज इट टॉक्सिक, इज इट कूल, लाईक
See, everywhere residency is going to take a toll on your body.
Yeah.
I go to a private college, I go to a deemed university, I go to a government college, everywhere it's toxic or everywhere it's going to bring that stress.
Right.
If you're mentally prepared to deal with it, it's okay. I am
So
lucky
like
enough.
in sports medicine, did you have to do a residency or like what?
No, I
was
just had
the
to
what-
train.
So after
because-
internship, you directly went for it?
I went for a PG diploma in sports medicine.
Okay.
I did a distance learning and a hybridized course. So my exams were based in Australia,
Oh,
but my entire course content was available online. So it was more of like a marrow module, but give the exam in person.
Right.
It was mostly conducted in that way. I
Okay.
completed it in a year. Along with that, simultaneously I was doing a masters in sports medicine and physical rehabilitation from the United Kingdom.
Oh,
So Leeds and Bracket was where we did the other course, and we learned that.
So all these courses, where did you find out about them? Like us time pe to it was not so famous and not so popular.
So 2022 FIFA World Cup is where it changed. I got to visit and I got to work with one of the best sports medicine institutes and orthopedic institutes in the world, which is called Aspetar. Aspetar in Arabic means hospital.
All right.
And in Qatar, when I was seeing, for example, an Argentinian footballer getting massaged or an English footballer getting treated for a concussion, so I just saw what exactly goes behind the scenes and how they're inculcating medical sciences into sports.
Right.
And there I realized, इतना stress में तो ये जी ही नहीं रहे यार. Same cheese, same thing that they're doing, what you do for 5.5 years here, 4.5
Yeah.
years of stress, of learning things, and 1 year of internship, only to do your revisions and probably fail innumerable amount of times. You're doing the exact same thing there, and people are chill about it. They have the same degrees as us. They have the same qualifications as us. They might have gone through a same residency program as any Indian student must have gone through. Then why on earth are they being so chill about it when they're working at the World Cup? They are handling patients at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Anybody can have a calf strain. You and I can have a calf strain. You and I can have a ACL tear. Even
Plus
those
you
players
get
are
to
having-
see so much and experience so
Exactly.
much. So how has this travel affected you on a personal level? Like has it
Oh,
changed your
completely.
personality or like
Completely.
has it changed your thinking about a lot of stuff? Like any example if you'd like to share?
Yes, thinking wise, yes, it does make a lot of difference. Once you see the world outside, once you see exactly what kind of cultures people come from, what
हे
kind of
डबक्याच्या बाहेर खूप काही आहे असं वाटायला
exactly. That bunny from Ye Jawani Hai Diwani wala feeling. Oh, same traveling vibe आता है. But at the same time, you realize where you exactly stand,
Right.
where you exactly need to catch up, and where exactly you feel you can develop your own skill set.
Okay.
As a doctor, as somebody who wants to explore stuff in sports, you're already there. Because let me tell you one thing: in the world, Indian doctors are the most sought out for,
Yeah,
or the
yeah.
most respected,
Yeah.
because the kind of academic acumen we have, that's second to none. So having that confidence of knowing that okay, I can clinically diagnose something and I can provisionally diagnose something is more than enough. Because people in residency in foreign countries can't do that.
Yeah.
So we are good enough. So just so that we have the hands-on experience, even if you are from a private or deemed college, by the way.
Yeah,
if you're
even
from
still,
that place.
Indian degree
Indian
is
student is a very good
because you have
asset.
so much patient load. We see a lot of cases, rare cases in this colleges itself.
Also quick thinking. We are used to thinking quick, and that is exactly what you need on a
नहीं तो
sports field.
एग्जामिनर अगले बंदे के पास चला जाएगा वो
exactly.
दवाई
हॉल टिकट फाड़ के निकाल देगा फिर ऑर्थो वाला रहेगा तो गालियां दे के निकाल देगा बस डिफरेंस हुआ है बट दैट्स व्हाट हैपेंस राइट एंड the quick thinking that we develop is the same thing as what some influencers do as guess the disease, guess the
in 1
X-ray,
minute, yeah.
or as VG sir gets ECGs on the board. So
VG
it
sir
is
is a legend. Man.
exactly the same thing which takes place on all our content pages as well as on the
Right.
on the hospital fronts or on the emergency department. The referee gives you 30 seconds to diagnose a condition.
Right.
A boxing umpire is going to give you 60 seconds for a timeout to check out for any concussions. A badminton referee is going to give you 2 minutes to check for any wrist or any hand ailments. A tennis umpire is going to give you 3 minutes. It's the same thing.
But
Diagnosing things, managing
isn't
all.
it a lot of pressure mid game diagnose करो ठीक करो जो भी करो क्योंकि
होता है बस होता है because
but it is the same stress here at residency also I guess.
no, because I'll tell you why. Your diagnosis is your diagnosis on paper, correct?
Yeah.
In sports, your diagnosis is news.
Right.
You are writing
Everything
a diagnosis
is,
on a sheet
public,
of paper, like on your notes, on your OT notes, or let's say on your ward files. You're writing it on the patient files as a resident, right? Or you become a JR2, JR3, like, or a senior resident. But if you're diagnosing something, let's say an ACL tear, you write an ACL tear on a sheet of paper in a hospital, it's okay, it's routine
It's
procedure.
fine, yeah.
You write ACL tear on a sheet of paper of a footballer.
It's flashing on
It's
all the channels.
tomorrow morning newspapers it's coming. So and so player is out for 6 months, out for the season because
Did
of
you
an
ever
ACL
miss
tear.
any diagnosis? Did you do it wrongly, and has it impacted you in any way?
Initial days it happens because the
But
cameras
do
are
you
on.
have other people to supervise you and help you
Yes.
around with it?
Yes, that
it's like the
happens.
same here in
It's like the
Residency
same
and
here, but
everything.
also at the same time, there the freedom is more. Like if you're going on the field, only 2 people can go on the field. If it's a team sport, if it's an individual, 1 person goes in, and 1 person is coordinating. What's exactly the thing? So you must have seen people with headphones,
Yeah.
people with earphones going
Yes.
along, the medical staff coordinating because only 1 person goes inside. So the other people are talking to you. Okay, watch out for this and watch out for CNS, watch out for watch out for sensory motor if it's CNS, watch out for ortho signs, watch out for any concussion injuries, watch out for any respiratory disturbances, so on and so forth. So that is exactly how things change in the field because you're given that freedom
Right.
to roam around and have your own diagnosis. Even if it's misdiagnosis, it's okay because at the end of the day, you're going to be evaluated anyway.
Right.
You're just taking the player out of the field and you're evaluating it further, right? And that is exactly how we learn. And there's no pressure, right? There's exactly no pressure because
That's amazing.
life-threatening conditions, yes, they do occur.
But not very usually.
Not very usually, but they can occur. Like, moral of the story here is they can occur. That's why casualty emergency, never miss your postings. Never. Anesthesia,
यहाँ पे तो casualty सर जा ही नहीं रहे
जा ही
लोग.
नहीं रहे हो ना. I'm telling you, casualty, for anyone out there who wants to do a thing or two in sports, casualty, anesthesia, pharmac, what else? Posting wise, ortho, of course, ortho, and do a little bit of medicine or pulmonary medicine or respiratory if you can.
हाँ वो तो strict ही है तो like
वो
we
तो strict ही है,
we
करना ही
have to
पड़ता है.
go.
Very good.
And
अरे
your
हाँ, of course,
parents.
a few professors here and there who
Yeah,
might not
yeah,
name, who don't give permissions for
SBS
aim trips,
sir.
right?
Yeah.
Who don't give permissions to go to Delhi.
No,
or,
aim strip वगैरह के लिए भी नहीं.
But
हाँ
तो भी
ठीक
जाते
है.
हैं हम.
जाते repost कर लेंगे but trip is
तो क्या हुआ
important.
अगर हम उनके बातों को अवॉइड करके एम से गोल्ड मेडल लेके आएंगे तो क्या ही फर्क पड़ता है मतलब.
So were your parents supportive about this?
Yes. If I may
Completely changing.
if I may say so, my parents were not just supportive, but also at the same time, if you could go there,
Yeah, okay.
come. They were not just supportive, man. They were
More
they were
than
just like
supportive.
तेरे को करना है कर. मेरा दिमाग मत खा.
So were you from a very good background or like?
Sporting wise, yes. My mother was a Asian Games medalist.
Oh my God!
She was a
अच्छा,
national
so that
kabaddi
is
player.
where everything started.
No, in fact, also my father was an avid cricket fan. So
Okay.
ultimately, वो बढ़ते जाता था कि exactly what things need to be done in sport or how the information was processed in sport,
Right.
and that is how things completely what should we say transformed.
Yeah.
वो normal चीज़ बची ही नहीं.
So do you remember these stairs?
अरे of course.
Everyone's like dream
ये-
is this stairs.
You see this frame, right?
Yeah.
This was my first ever frame.
Oh,
ये
the
मेरा पहला
video
frame
वाला.
था. So this was the first ever photograph I clicked into. ऐसे click
This
किया
is
था.
the first place everyone sees here at KM. This is
Absolutely.
like the dreams day कि चढ़ के जाएंगे, lectures attend करेंगे and everything.
लेक्चर्स
And
अटेंड
उसके बाद
करेंगे
फिर
जल्दी
bunk
से
कर-
जल्दी से जाके दरवाजा बंद होने से पहले जाएंगे वरना बात खत्म वरना अटेंडेंस नहीं मिल रहा शायद से इनएलिजिबल हो रहे एग्जाम के लिए होता था
You
वैसे
can also go out if you want.
but then I'll tell you main part was this this
MLT, I
entrance.
love MLT.
MLT
Yeah.
Yeah.
हमारे जूनियर बैच के फर्स्ट ईयर के सारे लेक्चर्स एमएलटी में होते हैं. We were so jealous. We were
Seriously?
so jealous of them. Yeah.
अरे बाप रे no but at the same time I remember making a grand entrance from here I still remember because what used to happen is confluence में 2016 का batch we did and confluence के time पे we used to always make sure we take care of this door यहाँ से कोई आएगा नहीं अंदर एक सिक्योरिटी गार्ड हमारा हमेशा रहता था बट आई रिमेंबर यार बिकॉज टेक्निकल टीम का कुछ भी काम रहता था वी कुडंट गो फ्रॉम डाउन बिकॉज
हमें यहाँ से जाना पड़ता
कोई गेस्ट स्पीकर आ रहा है और somebody is always talking about यहाँ से कैसे जाओगे यहाँ से खाना आएगा यहाँ से अवार्ड्स आने वाले हैं
Confluence has become a very big thing अभी.
but little did I know man the guy who was always wanting to volunteer for a thing or two when he was not an MBBS student who would have thought that one day I'd be taking those same stairs coming down and receiving the best short film award at Confluence myself so it was like
nice.
it was like a dream come true because एक time पे I had finished runner up first time I had finished runner up in best short film and वहाँ पे मेरा interview लिया था And
Oh, nice.
second time when we struck gold was 2016, where we won the entire competition. We ended up going to Ames में भी gold medal जीता. We ended up going to Miami में
For
जाके
the
gold
short
medal
film?
जीता for the short film.
Oh my god.
We did it in
That's
Miami.
my dream now, Abhi.
Absolutely.
How did you apply to Miami?
नहीं Miami तो there's so बहुत सारे open short film forums होते हैं where you
Right.
can upload your content. वहाँ पे I just uploaded and submitted my free entry to one of the film festivals. And we didn't know we'd be doing it in Miami. Then second was in Düsseldorf.
Oh
Third
my
one was
God.
Milan. ऐसे होता था मतलब. Fourth one was in Jakarta or something. Slowly and steadily, this film was called Medical Life: The Cursed Gift.
Oh, that's good.
एंड स्पोर्ट्स मेडिसिन की बात कर रहा हूँ ना तो वो ये एलिमेंट पहले वहाँ से भी शुरू हुआ था थोड़ा थोड़ा बिकॉज वी गॉट डॉक्टर्स वर इन डिफरेंट फील्ड्स फॉर एग्जाम्पल संकेत भोसले द गाय वुड संजय दत्त का आवाज़ निकालता है
Oh, yeah, I've heard of it.
दैट गाय was one of the first people I interviewed. Then उनके ही cousin है सुमेश शिंदे who does mimicries and all.
So they helped you with the video?
No, so I interviewed them in the
Oh,
clinics.
okay, okay.
So I interviewed them at a studio. मैं studio hire करता था, film studio and all. मैंने and then I've gone to the Indian cricket team's physiotherapist, and then I visited an occupational therapist as well. यहाँ की एक nurse थी, वहाँ उनका interview लिया था. So we had taken a collection of people, and that nurse was actually a poet. She was a
so
poetess. Yeah. She used to write poetry, वो stories लिखती थी, and like proper Marathi literature में she was quite famous. And then वैसे aspects लेके we created a short film and we won the competition here. And that's how the element
So you
came
like
into my
liked
mind.
your putting yourself out there every now and then. That's
Yeah.
how you have gotten so many opportunities. Also, your parents, they were into the sports
Absolutely,
thing.
absolutely.
And did they have any connections that helped you get into sports medicine?
Not at all, not at all. I'll tell you, the first thing that my mom told is work hard yourself.
Okay.
The first thing that my mom told was just make sure you are fighting it out.
Okay.
Because if you're fighting it out on the field is only when you realize what you need to do when you lose.
Right.
You know, failing or witnessing a loss is very important. That's what my mom taught me first, and that's what my dad also used to tell me कि भाई खुद से बना.
This is the sports wala.
Sports वाला वो proper sports वाला emotion था.
Attitude, emotion.
And also the same time I'll tell you one thing ना, मतलब it's very simple. हाँ ये वाला हमारा area रहता था बैठने के लिए. Come sit.
Yeah, sure.
Parents had a clear cut mindset. कि whatever you want to do, just do it.
Yes, sir.
Let's see how it goes.
Okay.
If not, yes, obviously.
We are there
medicine,
to back you
No,
in.
medicine is always there to help you out.
Yeah, right. That
Because
is the
you're
thinking
already
about
there.
most of the people. ना कि MBBS तो हुआ ही है. अगर ये
Exactly.
कुछ नहीं
But
हुआ
the
तो we
people-
can always come back to it.
Correct. But क्या होता है ना, MBBS आने के बाद people are like PG का क्या?
You
PG कर
start
लेते हैं।
running that rat race कि अभी
Correct.
इसके बाद क्या जहाँ पे वही चीज़ नहीं कर रहे हैं and you're just planning about the next thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Next thing के बदले
अभी
current में
next
क्या
ही
हो रहा है?
आएगा।
अभी तो next भी आ जाएगा, yeah, of course. No, but when it comes to dealing with the parental side of things, you exactly know what sport has taught them.
Right.
They know the failure side of sport as well because they've been actively involved in the domain. So they were always like cautiously रहना, but never ever take yourself to such a level that it will be 100% of your life.
Yeah. Like don't risk everything, but do
Exactly.
not fear to risk
Exactly.
things.
Do not fear to risk, but उनका हमेशा यही रहता था कि whenever you're going onto the field, just have a clear mindset कि हाँ अभी मैं field पे हूँ, so that once you're back to the studying room, you're studying.
Yeah.
So मेरा भी क्या होता था, मुझे 12 घंटे बैठने की ज़रूरत ही नहीं पड़ती थी. 2 घंटे बैठो, बट 2 घंटे क्वालिटी पढ़ाई करो.
Exactly. वैसे भी गेम के बच्चे होशियार होते ही है, so that is not
और प्रेशर भी पीयर प्रेशर में तो हो ही जाता, मतलब पास नहीं हुए तो गालियाँ पड़नी है, फिर बोलेंगे और स्पोर्ट्स करना और करना.
वीडियो बना वीडियो
बॉल को
बना
लात
मत
मारना,
मारो
बॉल को लात
का
मारना.
वीडियो.
वो होता था, बॉल को लात मार
so
के.
much of that.
I remember, I still remember somebody used to actually be like क्या इतना फुटबॉल करता है, मेसी को मिल के आया जैसा ऐसा क्यों बिहेव कर रहा है.
And then
I
you
remember,
met
and 8
Messi
years
and
later,
Sir
and I'm
met
like,
Messi and he
yes.
has this jersey signed by the
Oh,
Messi.
man, Lionel Messi
Yeah.
story, man. It was crazy. But I thought had it been a KM apron जहाँ पे होता था, मैं तो यहाँ पे ही लगा था, मैं यहाँ पे ही लगा था सीधा.
सिड गोवर्धन दास के एकदम बाजू में.
ग्रेटेस्ट ऑफ ऑल टाइम के बीच में लगेगा ना वैसे. But also
How did you answer those people? But मार
there was no-
फुटबॉल
there
को
was no
ला.
need. Because I'll tell you, once you're in the zone, right? For example, even you're creating content. You are making
करना
videos.
इवेंट करना और मारू का वीडियो क्या PSM खत्म हो गया क्या तेरा पढ़ के. So yes, we want to know about your relationship story.
Oh my god, no, I was never that kind of. अरे टाइम ही नहीं मिलता था यार. Once I got obsessed with the whole sporting thing, I hardly even came to lectures. I hardly even came to college. Or once the orthopedic conference came in, I was completely obsessed with the whole video editing and creating presentations and whatnot. Or maybe going to a sports field, playing football with a yellow jersey in my cabinet.
Yeah.
So it was never of that sort. मतलब कभी seriously लेने का चीज़ भी होता नहीं यार. Barely 20-year-old kids with raging hormones.
नहीं, बट अभी तो 2021 में यू फील लाइक यू आर सो ओल्ड एंड इतना सब करना है एंड इतना सब नहीं हुआ. मे बी वी आर स्टार्टिंग लेट.
आओ ना थोड़ा फील्ड पे आओ ना. फील्ड पे मुझे एक ACL का डायग्नोस करके दिखाओ 30 सेकंड में सब भूत निकल जाएगा. ऐसे क्रम्बल होकर निकल जाएगा. But it is up to you. Finally it is up to you because I've seen relationships bloom in aim strip. Of course relationships break in aim strip.
New relationships are made in aim strip.
There was a dialogue in Apurvai which one of my seniors had.
You were in Apurvai proper?
I was the technical team guy in Apurvai.
Okay,
I used to
nice.
volunteer for some of the night shifts.
We love Apurvai over here. It's still it is a part of Avishkar now. It is the 4th day of Avishkar. पहले अलग होता था ना.
वही होता था. And Apurvai used to be like a full 3
Yeah.
hour drama kind of event.
Where you just can't move your head. इतना
Absolutely.
मन लगा के देखते हो.
And there was also we had made a making of Apurvai video which went viral.
BTS behind the scenes.
पूरा बनाया था and we had made it like we had given titles also like Selfie Cha Raja, Selfie Chi Rani or something like that, or Viral Queen, Viral King, and then we had made that time the Harlem Shake meme was trending, so we had made the Harlem Shake का पूरा combination बनाया था, and then we used to do like 10 days to go, what was happening, 9 days to go, what was happening.
Yeah, we still have that.
And we made a full vlog of it. And we showed the performance, how it unfolded. Last day, what had happened.
All the mess, chaos.
All the mess, chaos. What is Apurvai? What happens after the Apurvai is done. And how the seniors come and talk to you.
Seniors in Apurvai is also very understanding and very nice people.
Absolutely. Even they know the pressures, right? They know what goes behind the scenes. And doing Apurvai was also something which helped me in my creative journey as well. Where I still remember the dialogue of relationships which he uttered. He is like second, third year ला सगळी भूतं चांगली वाटतात. Final year ला कोणाचा भूत कोणावर जाईल कळणार नाही. It's basically like second year, third year में कुछ होगा, कुछ किसका फूल किधर खिलेगा पता नहीं. Final year में आके देखो क्या होता है करके. It's as simple as that.
PG वगैरह सब. They start getting serious in everything.
I'll be honest with you. Some of my own friends are in 10-year relationships being in KE.
Nice.
Some of my friends could not even sustain for 2 months.
Yeah,
everyone has their own calendar.
We've seen that.
That happens in every batch. Every batch has that one page 3 couple. Every batch has that one गाड़ी की वाला ऐसा पूरा रहता है वो पूरा magazine like lifestyle होता है उनका.
We have the library couples also.
Oh yeah, library couples. You will have the KD couples. वो central canteen बंद हुआ इसलिए वरना उधर भी couples बनते थे. So this happens, but ultimately I'll tell you, balancing life in sport and life in your private life बहुत patience लगता है. बहुत पेशेंस लगता है. Like I used to see my mother train for her kabaddi games, or like till the time she was 40. She was training.
She must be very fit, no?
She was very fit at the time, and I remember how my father used to support. But this is like post-marital, having a kid kind of lifestyle, right? Once you're in your initial days, are you able to look at yourself when you're 40, having that life while you're traveling and balancing stuff? If you have that kind of maturity at the age of 20, 21, I'm telling you, you can go into relationships and stuff. You can try going into the dating life zone in medical school, because the stress is going to make you think elsewhere. Right. The stress of doing OBGY, pediatrics, surgery, medicine, surgery का एक volume पढ़ के बताओ मेरे को, money per manual पढ़ के बताओ मेरे को, वो होता है वो. So it is technically not something which is going to either help you or destroy you. It's subjective. And
depends on the people.
If you get a partner, well, good for you, my friend.
Lucky
Otherwise,
you.
it's okay. It's okay. Keep hustling, my friend. Keep hustling.
Are you still hustling, sir?
No, I'm not. I'm currently hustling. My hustles are different, right? My hustles are Abhishek Bachchan. My hustles are Sunil Chhetri.
So when are you planning to get settled?
Not really anytime soon. I just want to have that kind of life. See, my aim is simple. I want to hear the national anthem as many times as possible in Los Angeles. I want to hear the national anthem as much as possible.
Even in movies, if national anthem plays in a very Olympic game, ऐसे जीत गए ऐसे national anthem हो जाता है, उससे रोंगटे खड़े हो जाते हैं कि like.
And do you know, by the way, why that element came in? Because I saw that Neeraj moment in Tokyo. 2021 was the first time the national anthem was playing on a track and field.
Yeah, that's right.
2008 was the last time where the national anthem was played in Beijing when Abhirab Bindra won the gold. So now you exactly know what the emotion is behind getting into that zone. Asian Games तो होता ही रहता है, Commonwealth Games होता ही रहता है, But Olympics में जाके when you are the reason somebody gets an Olympic medal,
Yeah.
when you are the reason some injured athlete comes up and says कि नहीं मैं देश को medal लेके आऊँगा.
Yeah.
That
It's
is a
not
different
just an
element.
athlete, it's the team that wins that medal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And before the game, once you come to a football field, you try to sing the national anthem. नहीं ना रोना आया मैं नाम बदल दूँ. वो होता है, वो element आता है. And unless and until I try to enjoy that moment of enthralling myself into that emotion and making sure that the national scope is on that very pinnacle of world sports.
Right.
तब तक मैं खुद का नहीं सोचूँ. पहले the first thing that I'll always
Are
think
you
about.
also involved in the weight criteria of the sports people and everything?
I knew it. This was coming.
that
But
Vinish.
yes, Vinish, I remember.
It was just 100 grams or something, right?
No,
Last
I
month.
think intricate stories we can.
Okay.
There are like if I was Dr. Dincha Padiwala, I would have given too many details along and beyond.
Okay.
But I think definitely like 100 grams is something which
Could have been worked out.
so in combat sports, in indoor sports where martial arts or body weight is involved, this is a very common occurrence.
Okay. And it is strict, like you know this कि ये criteria है. You have to keep
Right.
your weight this way. So
That is
it
the
could have
very
been more
reason-
preparation.
Correct, you're absolutely right. That is the very reason people bulk up, people shred.
Yeah.
People bulk up before the tournament starts. People
Right.
shred just before the games so that they're retaining their body water, retaining their
Oh.
lean muscle mass. So all those medical physiology aspects that we learn
Right.
in first year itself come into effect that time. So in marrow questions you have Darrow-Yanni diagrams,
Yeah.
ECF and ICF. That is the whole game. That is exactly the game that's played when it comes to weight management, fluid maintenance.
Okay.
So these are the elements that are involved. But there you are playing a final. It's a high pressure situation. You know what hormones are going to trigger. You know what kind of mineralocorticoids, glucocorticoids are going to just fire
Right.
up all of a sudden. The adrenaline rush. You try all the elements that are involved in weight loss, but it doesn't work. And you're
So
only
it can
100 grams
happen
short.
that it doesn't
Yeah.
work.
Exactly, it can. I was there in boxing contingents, I was there in jiu-jitsu, wushu, taekwondo, you name the sport in the Asian Games. I was there for weight management categories as a nutritionist myself. So I can understand what must have gone behind the scenes as well.
So was it like a fault of the team of Vinish, or was it like
Not
an
really.
conspiracy, or it can just happen?
Conspiracy, oh my
अरे
God.
बहुत there are a
GS
lot
में
of
आके
stories
क्या-क्या
about
सीखते
this.
लोग. Oh my
There are a
God.
lot of stories and I was like कि is it okay that happened, or was it कि नहीं बाबा गलती ही थी किसी की?
इसलिए बच्चों, KM के बच्चों, केडी में ज़्यादा टाइम बैठना नहीं चाहिए. ये
Conspiracy
reason होता है. Conspiracies
discuss
discuss करने होते हैं. But actually speaking, it wasn't anything like that.
Okay.
It was mostly, it is bad luck. I'll be honest,
Okay.
because you're coming out of an ACL injury, gaining 8 to 9 kilograms, then
Right.
shredding 10, and then trying to maintain it. Once you're at that level of weight loss, it's very difficult to maintain. You go through a lot of mood swings. You might not know what you're drinking. You might not know what
Right.
you're eating as well. So कभी-कभी हो जाता है वो. Unfortunately, it was the
Or
Olympic
it was
final.
the Olympics, yeah.
It was the Olympic final
That hit the most.
where nobody expected her to win in the first place.
Yeah, and
So
she
the
was-
first game that she
yeah.
played, that was against a Japanese wrestler who
Right.
had gone around like 50
Who is
to
like a
53.
world champion or something, no?
World champion, Olympic
Yeah.
champion, had gone like on an 82 game unbeaten streak.
Right,
and
right,
this girl
right.
goes and beats her.
yeah.
Beats her in the last 16 seconds of the game.
Right.
She turns the game in 16 seconds out of 6 minutes.
Right.
So out of 240 seconds, you're turning the game in 16 seconds and ending one person's career.
That is like the दंगल का last scene.
दंगल का last scene. Basically वही हुआ है. And वो भी है तो फोगाट ही.
वही खून में ही है, उनके आखिर में ही दिखाना.
But these are rules. At the end of the day, once you're dealing with
Right.
rules in sports medicine, there's absolutely nothing.
And
that
also
you can
like after that incident, बहुत सारे पोस्ट आने लगे थे कि अमेरिका में तो कुत्ते वगैरह भी लेके जाते हैं for the
Oh,
mental
yeah.
support and everything. So
Random.
does
Yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of thing happen with
Yes.
Indian sports?
do. Indian sports में अभी फिलहाल हो नहीं रहा उतना, but yes, we are exploring into the domain.
Right.
And thankfully, when I was a part of it, the whole Olympic contingent,
Okay.
I could sense something is changing. People are trying to improve. Now that you have winners around, right? For example, now you have medal winners who are coming into the contingent.
Right.
You exactly know what it takes to win. You exactly know what it takes to get to the podium.
Right.
तो वो एक दूसरे को भी push करेंगे. Now you have one athlete who has won 2 Olympic medals, right? Manu Bhaker.
Yeah.
So now you exactly can understand where you need to make sure you're winning, where you need to make sure you are on the pinnacle of excellence. तो भी एक दूसरे को लोग push करेंगे.
Yeah,
तो भी एक
because
दूसरे को लोग बोलेंगे कि
people
ऐसे
are
जीता रहना
recognizing
पड़ेगा.
India now, na, because of like
No, not
yeah,
even
that
that.
is
You see the 4th place finishes? This time, archery में we finished 4th.
Yeah.
Boxing में we ended up almost clinching out of 2 medals.
right.
Then we had badminton में Lakshya Sen finishing 4th. Then
Lakshya Sen came to Lal Bagh. A lot of
Lakshya Sen
people,
had come to
yeah,
Lal Bagh, of
yeah.
course. And then उसके बाद trap shooting में we finished 4th.
Right.
बहुत सारे जगह पे we had an Olympic record in 4 into 400 meters and we still missed out on the final because we finished 4th in the heat. तो ऐसे जगह पे now we know
ये हो सकता है यहाँ पे.
There's two ways to look at it. You're almost close to excellence or you failed.
Yeah.
हाँ वैसा है वो डिस्टिंक्शन लाया डिस्टिंक्शन के नीचे लाया तो फेल है ऐसा जो
अभी
हमारा
भी
मेंटालिटी
ऐसा ही
होता है
है,
हाँ
सही
ऐसा
है.
जो मेंटालिटी होता है ना सो दैट इज वेयर द एलिमेंट ऑफ एक्सीलेंस कम्स इनटू माइंड ईदर यू मिस्ड आउट ऑन अ मेडल और ईदर यू आर फोर्थ बेस्ट इन द वर्ल्ड व्हाट डू यू वांट टू टेक
Right.
if you want to go into Los Angeles 28 with all that mentality and as a psychiatrist as a psychologist in sports I can tell myself you take the positive approach you set out on the short term goals and you see yourself grow and you may never know मतलब अभी निशिता यहाँ पे इंटरव्यू ले रही है कल लॉस एंजलिस में जाके डॉक्टर बन के इंटरव्यू लेके निशिता जाके बोलेगी कि भाई प्रद्युम्न ने ट्रीट किया ना तेरे को पता कैसा लगा करके
पहले ग्रेजुएट बन जाती हूँ मैं केएम से.
केएम से देखा ग्रेजुएट बन जाती हूँ केएम से वेरी
ऑब्वियसली केएम मेरे हर सेंटेंस में आ ही जाता है.
ऑफ कोर्स
Let's continue around. I have a
Sure.
little more questions. आप जब स्पोर्ट्स मेडिसिन में जा रहे थे मेरे अप्लाइंग फॉर द फॉरेन स्कूल्स और फॉर द फॉरेन डिग्रीज तो आई अज्यूम कि आप लोग आपके साथ कोई फ्रेंड्स वगैरह नहीं थे यू वर
No.
डूइंग इट बाय योरसेल्फ.
Yeah.
तो हाउ वाज द प्रोसेस फॉर लाइक हाउ डिड यू स्टार्ट अप्लाइंग वेयर डिड यू लुक फॉर.
So firstly, it was an online process. So
Okay.
technically, I started approaching it online basis पे,
ओके.
and when I went online, I realized it was more of a boring kind of scene because यार online पढ़ के क्या ही होने वाला है. But then I
Yeah.
realized we're MBBS doctors already.
या
अगर MBBS doctors है तो we know what it takes to be a physician. तो I thought to myself, hang on, ये MSc और ये सब full time courses करने से तो better ही है ना. See, online I ended up searching for universities around the world. I knew India might not give you that educational market for sports medicine.
Okay.
Simply because we don't win medals.
राइट.
So I thought, let's be smart about it. Let's try exploring countries which are winning medals at the Olympics at very regular intervals.
And
So
that's how you.
Exactly, and that's how Australia came into my mind.
And then which medical school and everything या जिसमें कोर्स है वो वाला.
So I was looking into Melbourne, Sydney, and Gold Coast. Gold
Okay.
Coast, where the Commonwealth Games took place.
Okay.
And I thought, if it's an Olympic center of excellence, why not? So I went to Gold Coast. Gold Coast is in the northern part of Australia, and there I completed the PG diploma in sports medicine.
Okay.
And it is not just sports medicine; it's all orthopedic, musculoskeletal, and sports medicine. You can assist surgeries there as well. When it comes to like operating on patients, and that's available around the world, so you can practice around the world. And the UK one was for my educational purposes, for improvising on my, we have guidelines to study, like we have
Yeah.
in PSM.
Yeah.
So guidelines around the world in sport, how
Okay.
to take care of world anti-doping controls, how to make sure you are using the right procedures at the right points of time. That's where the UK course came into my help. And coming from India, you don't have to worry about your clinical skills at all.
Actually, you went out and everything, but आपने यहाँ से internship किया था, so you were an IMG, Indian Medical Graduate.
Of course.
तो फिर वहाँ पे did they allow you to practice? मतलब.
Yes.
And then यहाँ पे वापस आने के बाद did you have to give मतलब आप तो ऐसे.
कुछ नहीं.
But अभी I think you have अगर India में you have want to practice आपको वापस से NEET PG देना पड़ता है and everything and to clear these exams. इसलिए it's a lot of constraint कि भाई जाना है नहीं जाना है.
No, but I'll be honest with you, sports medicine is not that
Yeah.
strict. It's not like you have to go to a particular hospital and you've got to make sure that
treat patients रोज
Yeah.
आएगा OPDI वगैरह निकालनी है.
OPD आती है, एथलीट रिलेशन से लोग आते हैं, जैसे हमारे यहाँ पे रिसेप्शन होता है वहाँ पे एथलीट रिलेशंस
So you
डिपार्टमेंट
have a clinics or you just are you a nomad only ऐसे.
No, I'm a nomad. I have a clinic. I have a sports medicine museum. I
Oh,
cater
nice.
to अभी personal marketing मेरा शुरू हो रहा है. So it's like a setup. I never thought, man. So what happened is a person who decided he just wanted to lose weight and try the footballer weight loss regime. Firstly, I never thought I'll lose 57 kgs in a year.
You lost 57 kgs in a year.
That's true. And what happened next is people started asking me. Athletes started asking me what
How did
exactly
you
I
do
did.
that? Okay.
Because
So you used all the medical knowledge to
exactly
actually.
the medicine part of it for the weight loss, as well as the sporting part, the sporting domain. And
Maybe you could share this on your Instagram. A lot of people will want to know.
I did.
Okay.
कभी-कभी क्या होता है मतलब रीच उतनी ज़्यादा होती नहीं है ना.
नहीं, we saw interviews with other players, तो वो शायद आपने पहले ही share किया था. I'm sorry, I should have.
नहीं, but at the same time, so that knowledge came into effect.
Right.
Then I started helping athletes one by one. Then I
Okay.
started helping football players one by one. And that's how body and mind imaging came into existence.
Right.
Body for the physical body, mind for sports psychology.
Yeah, right.
So that's how that came into existence. Slowly and steadily, we built a full family of 760 athletes across 49 sports.
Wow. Do you have like what kind of relation do you have with your clients? Like, do
It's
they?
a part-time thing right now.
Yeah.
Some people whom I interviewed back in the day,
Yeah.
now becoming my patients.
Okay.
So it's like a mixed bag of emotions for both of us.
So do you go to their homes for like functions and everything, or like
Yeah.
what kind of relation do you have, like exactly?
So with some athletes, of course, there's a personal connect because we are the reason we used to interview them. We are the reason some players
Yeah.
got famous. So
And as Indians, we have that in us, na, to like find the brotherhood everywhere and
Of
make
course.
them part of our family.
you imagine if I'm at the Phogat Stadium in Goa, Sports Authority of
Right.
India campus.
You were just there, right?
I was just there
Yeah, you were just
recently,
there,
where FC Goa lost to Jamshedpur
Yes.
FC 1-2. My team Jamshedpur winning the game at the last minute, but I'm not jinxing it at all.
Okay.
But this is what happened. The national level player whom I interviewed back in the day in 2017 is looking at me like, "अरे भाई, डॉक्टर का बैग लेके कहाँ जा रहे हैं?" बोला, "अरे डॉक्टर बन गया मैं." That happens. That happens. Then suddenly there's a baby showering event of a player.
So अपनी
I
ये
call-
interviews कब लिए थे, like?
So this was sports medicine, sports journalism days. I used to interview players in 2017, 2016,
After, like
17.
after internship, during, or
Before internship started.
Okay.
Before internship started.
when you were here, you were interviewing sports players.
Yes, I was interviewing sports players side by side. I used to travel to Pune. I've
Okay.
gone as far as Abu Dhabi to interview players.
And
to
they
cover
just
the
gave
games.
you the interviews. मतलब
They were like, "अरे प्रद्युम्न भाई आ जाओ और बात करते." It was
Oh,
that
that's
cordial.
nice.
Yeah, it was that cordial.
Okay.
And
Now I guess things have changed a little bit. कि अभी
things,
आपको
yeah. Now they are like,
it's
"अरे
become very professional
no,
अभी.
they people are like, "अरे डॉक्टर साहब आप माइक क्यों पकड़ रहे हैं?" or like, or the other way around. People who used to know me as
Yeah,
journalists,
आप
they are
इंटरव्यू
like,
ले रहे हैं बैग कैसे आपके पास
हाँ
डॉक्टर का.
मतलब इंटरव्यू से इंजेक्शन तक ऐसा कुछ तो हो गया वो बट people who are journalists now
Right.
look at me and they are like अरे तू तो इंटरव्यू लेता था ना तू ये क्या कर रहा है अभी from actually covering the action to being a part of the action.
Right.
That is something incredible
Maybe
to
that's
see.
what will ever be ना कि अभी तू तो ये कर रहा था फिर ये क्या कर रहा है फिर अभी ये कर रहा था फिर ये क्या कर रहा है. Maybe
Correct.
that's how we'll keep evolving.
And also you create memories like never before, like the book
Yeah.
that Nishita has in her hand right now,
Yes.
which probably might get
Which
stolen in
has
this campus
a lot of
for sure.
autographs.
And
Okay.
the memories that we create it was completely incredible because the moment Nishita opens the first page of the book,
Yeah, I've
It's gonna
shown them
be-
that. It is Amitabh Bachchan's autograph, everyone. It's amazing, yeah. It has a lot of autographs. I mean, wow.
this is Baichung Bhatia, Lavlina who won the bronze in Tokyo, the boxer, and then the big man,
Neeraj Chopra.
the big man himself. उसके sign में ही javelin है.
Right, he's your client now, Abhi.
Absolutely, absolutely. And
How is he like personally? I think
very random guy.
very random guy.
Very random guy.
How is that?
He
a
doesn't
way
know
to-
he's Neeraj Chopra. I'm telling you, he doesn't know he has
Maybe
won an
that
Olympic
are the
gold.
kind of people who reach that level.
Absolutely, they don't realize they've made history. They're like, हाँ भाई ओलंपिक गोल्ड ही तो जीता है और क्या करना है जाके रोटी छुट्टी खानी
Even
है
his
बस.
mother is very cool ना कि वो second आई then he was like कि अपना ही पुत्र है अच्छा जीत गया.
It's a very home-like environment. It's just like how all of us go to university exams and meet people from different colleges.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. Because these guys also go to different tournaments, right? They meet
Right.
each other and carry their trade of winning medals every now and then. And that's where you get to learn a lot as a person as well. You get to learn a thing or two about personality as to how winners actually take care of themselves or how winners are actually connected to their bodies. And that is exactly how you learn things from patients. जैसे हम रेसिडेंसी या फिर यहाँ पे सीखते हैं लोग बोलते हैं ना पेशेंट डायरीज जैसे
Yes.
वीजी सर अपने पेशेंट स्टोरीज बोलते रहते हैं
अनुज सर भी केस फाइल्स
अनुज भी बोलता रहता है करेक्ट अनुज भी बोलता रहता है यू नो वो ह्यूमिलिटी अपने खुद में आ जाती है दैट्स ट्रू
वो इतने बड़े बड़े लोग थे उस इवेंट में भी दे वर ऑल सो ऐसे वेलकमिंग एंड वार्म ऐसे लग ही नहीं रहा था कि इन लोगों को सच में देख रहे हैं ये लोग यहाँ पे आए हमसे बात कर रहे हैं. इट वाज अमेजिंग.
ऑल्सो what happens is you get to learn what you need to do if you want to excel
राइट.
बिकॉज वो विनर है वो विनिंग करते करते अभी वो पॉइंट पे पहुंचा है कि ओके आई कैन चिल अराउंड
So you travel so much and everything. So didn't you ever feel like you should have a home या फिर a stable lifestyle की उठ तो बाबा
I
ठीक
do
है
have
आई
a
खा
home,
रूटीन
I do have a home.
but
मैं
still,
मुलुंड से
like-
ट्रैवल करता था यार पूरे लाते टाइम
Okay.
ऐसा नहीं यार बहुत स्ट्रगल के दिन थे यार मेरे धक्के खाए मैंने लोकल ट्रेन के भाई
And still अनट का अटेंडेंस नहीं मिलता तो क्या हुआ मुलुंड से आए तो
क्या हुआ मुलुंड से आए तो क्या
और
हुआ
फिर-
अबू धाबी से आए तो ऐसा फ्लेक्स करता था बट तब भी इट डिडंट वर्क नेवर
एंड हेल्थ जो भी तुम्हारा खराब होता है 25% में आ जाना चाहिए उसी के लिए तो 25% यू हैव टू हैव योर 75% का अटेंडेंस.
नहीं ऑफ कोर्स नहीं बट आई रिमेंबर ट्रैवलिंग का तो स्ट्रेस होता है
Yeah.
You feel sometimes that you want to be home, घर का खाना खाए.
Right.
But once responsibilities are on your head, and once you decide this is the life that you want.
How much did you earn?
How much did you earn?
A rough figure.
Okay.
We want to know how much a person in sports medicine can earn.
अभी तो शुरुआत में तो it was peanuts. शुरुआत में तो it was 1/10 of what an intern earns here.
Okay.
शुरुआत में.
2-3 हज़ार?
हाँ, ऐसे ही होता
Okay,
था.
okay.
Because volunteering, right? I have done stuff right from cleaning washrooms. I have done stuff literally from picking up garbage, picking up ऐसा leftover food from players and अपना volunteers से ऐसा. मैंने वो भी काम किया है, मैंने ग्राउंड साफ भी किया है, मैंने ग्राउंड को पानी भी लगाया है, ग्रास को. From there the journey began.
It was a huge, long journey then.
Yeah, I have मैंने bare hands से अपना beer bottles का broken pieces उठाया है कूपरेज ग्राउंड से. And I have traveled all the way 4 in the morning from KEM to कूपरेज ground in Churchgate. वहाँ से उलवेन पनवेल जाता था daily for 3 months straight before joining the national team. So it wasn't easy. मतलब सोचो बंदा एक वॉशरूम साफ करता था और आज खुद ओफ्लॉक्सासिन की टैबलेट दे रहा है किसी प्लेयर को ताकि वो वॉशरूम ना जा पाए. It is.
Actually, I was like listening this interview yesterday, जिसमें मतलब नसीरुद्दीन शाह जो है, he got a play कहीं पे like स्पेन में कुछ प्ले चालू था मैकबेथ का, एंड वहाँ पे एक छोटा सा रोल था 10 मिनट का, एंड he left everything over here to go and do that 10 minutes का रोल for a year in Spain.
Right.
And he was like telling this to Paresh Rawal, तो परेश सर कहने कि ये बुक होनी चाहिए कि like you do this much, you go to these lands just because you're curious and you want to know and learn and everything. So you're also an amazing example of that. Like आजकल बच्चे they are like कि ये भी करना ये, and we are like all of these things, all of this interest, maybe they distract us a little bit.
Correct. Yeah.
So I mean you had this one amazing thing, like yeah, you went all into that.
Not really. Not really.
You did everything else
I
also.
used to do YouTube. I used to do.
So did all of these not distract you from your?
It did actually. I'll tell you why. Because everything was connected to medicine, right?
Yeah.
Everything I loved connecting it to whatever I loved at the end of the day, and that's medicine. So whatever I did stand up. I've had a few gigs along the way. I've tried stand up. I tried being Dr. Neeraj Shahir, but it didn't work at all.
Yeah, Neeraj Shahir is just not just a doctor. He's
everything and a doctor actually. But
to be a doctor.
Oh yes. And also
we hope you clear your residency, sir. मतलब नीट पीजी आपकी निकल जाए.
हाँ, उसका करियर बन रहा है यार नीट पीजी नहीं करके. But also I have done not just stand up. I've done DJing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've made musical mashups of my own. Sort of like a Yashraj Mukhate of सस्ता यशराज मुखाटे बनता था मैं. And then यहाँ पे मैंने आविष्कार में सेट बजाया है, DJ सेट बजाया हम लोगों ने. हमने EDM और बॉलीवुड का मिक्स बनाया था, so we used to do that as well.
तो आप ऐसे did you not become a joker of everything? मतलब
No, I tried everything. मुझे ऐसा था कि I was not afraid of failure. I was not afraid of people's comments. I was not afraid of anything. मुझे जो लग रहा है अगर सही है तो मैं कर लूँगा. I won't think of what people are going to think because ultimately 180 का बैच था हमारा. I think तुम्हारा 250 का है.
250.
अरे आज है कल नहीं है. Whatever you are going to do, right? So I tried everything and I was like okay of facing failures. It's okay. अगर नहीं काम किया तो नहीं काम किया. It's okay. कुछ और ट्राई कर लूँगा. Side by side sports
At least you tried and failed ना, instead of the regret कि यार ये नहीं हुआ या फिर ये कर सकते थे.
फुटबॉल फील्ड में भी I was not able to score goals. मैंने बोला कि अरे भाई मेरा पोजीशन गोलकीपर है. And that's how Costa जो मेरा नाम बना था, named after Diego Costa, one of the strikers in Chelsea. तो Costa became a keeper. और कीपिंग करते करते केएम की टीम के लिए I was कीपिंग फॉर एम स्ट्रिप में कीपिंग करके आया था. फिर VGTI जाके कीपिंग किए थे. हम लोग मेडल्स जीते थे. There was a streak where we had won 14 medals in a row. तो ऐसे भी स्ट्रीक हुआ करता था. So we tried everything. We were not afraid to fail. And that is one life principle that you can get, because if you are just waiting for failure to happen, it's going to happen to you anyway. Might as well just take the plunge. You may never know. There is something waiting for you down there. It's okay.
Amazing. It's very inspiring talking to you.
It's always inspiring, making sure that we come to this campus talking to probably the brightest minds who have beaten the best of competitions. And it's not easy, man. It's definitely not easy. So
what would you like to say, the one advice to those, all the brightest minds of KEM, or who will be joining KEM?
I will be joining KEM. I wish I was one of them. But there's one thing I'd definitely share. It's the exam competition is as good as going through that 100-meter race.
Yeah.
You saw this year's 100-meter race, right? The men's 100-meter final. The competition is that strong. 1/5000th of a second is where the gold medal was decided. 1/5000th of a second.
Yeah.
That is the margin I'm talking about. That's the competition you are beating out there. To
इस
get
साल
here,
तो
to get into the
700 में भी people are not getting admission into
That's
KEM.
okay. That's exactly what I'm saying. Because अगर ये competition है, अगर नहीं जम रहा, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's completely fine. Because you have probably the 4 most powerful letters in healthcare, in undergraduate healthcare, MBBS. और क्या चाहिए तुमको? तुम किसी को लाइफ डिक्लेयर कर सकते हो, तुम किसी को डेड डिक्लेयर कर सकते हो तुम्हारे साइंस से. और क्या चाहिए पावर? और कितना पावर चाहिए तुमको? योर रजिस्ट्रेशन नंबर अलॉन्ग अ पैरासिटामोल प्रिस्क्रिप्शन ऑल्सो फील्स लाइक गॉड. हो सकता है डोलो 650 देके अपना खुद का साइन करके देखो तो सही कितना पावरफुल लगता है. सो इफ यू फील यू आर डिससैटिस्फाइड विद जस्ट योर अंडरग्रेड, इट्स ओके. बट इफ यू फील दैट यू आर जस्ट वांटिंग टू बी अ पार्ट ऑफ समथिंग जस्ट बिकॉज अदर पीपल आर, यू आर प्रोबेबली क्रिएटिंग अ स्टोरी, यू आर प्रोबेबली मिसिंग आउट ऑन अ स्टोरी विच यू आर क्रिएटिंग.
Right.
You're probably missing out on a legacy that you could create. और you may never know. निशिता के साथ एक इंटरव्यू मिस कर रहे हो तुम लोग. क्या कर रहे हो तुम लोग वहाँ पे जाके 12 घंटे मैरो करके ये 20 वीडियो, कितना 100 वीडियो ना, 100 वीडियो PSM करके क्या मिलेगा एट द एंड ऑफ द डे? कंटेंट मिलेगा एट द एंड ऑफ द डे. बट टू बी सीरियस, just be passionate, just be crazy, just go out and do things that you wish you never tried. That's exactly where you'll face failures.
Right.
Problem with this place is people don't know how to face failures.
Yeah.
People with MBBS in general also don't know how to cope with
Because
failures.
we are all toppers in everything.
No,
School
it's okay.
से, yeah.
Enjoy the failures. Enjoy the negatives. You'll get to know what beautiful life you're going to live ahead if you don't know how to face the negatives. अगर हार का सामना नहीं करोगे तो जीत का एहसास कैसे
Exactly.
आएगा?
And if you can't change it, maybe just laugh at it. ना,
Laugh
उसके
at
बाद
it. Laugh at it. तो confidence अपने आप बढ़ाओ. Be that crazy guy who people thought would be.
इसका कुछ नहीं होगा
इसका
यार,
कुछ नहीं
इसका
होगा
कुछ नहीं
करके.
होगा.
And once-
फुटबॉल ही खेलते रहेंगे.
हाँ, फुटबॉल खेलते खेलते आज फुटबॉल खेल रहा है, कल मेसी से मिल रहा है. इट्स होता है, इट्स एज सिंपल एज दैट. या फिर क्या बड़ा बात करता है, बच्चन बनेगा क्या? हाँ, बच्चन, दोनों बच्चन से मिल के आया. दोनों बच्चन से मिल के आया, एक का माइस्पिन ग्रेविस भी देख के आया. इट वाज एज गुड एज दैट. सो जस्ट go along the way, just try whatever you want to do, just go in that peak flow state, just make sure you are trying to be that one excited obsessive individual who has an OCD of things every now and then.
Yeah, I do
And
have OCD.
you have a ये अभी ना कंसल्टेशन सेशन होते जा रहा है आज स्लोली एंड स्टडीली.
KM syndrome ही है शायद, सब लोगों को ऐसे कॉमन में ही ऐसे सब होता है.
No, but to all GSites, not just GSites, MBBS students, take something that you want to do, invest your time in it, take it as a hobby. हो सकता तो प्रोफेशन भी बनाओ, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं
So
है.
UG is the time to explore what you want to do and what
PG
you
is also
are.
the time to explore, not a problem.
PG में टाइम होता है to explore.
करो, सुपर स्पेशलिटी में भी करो. किसने रोका है? Who is stopping you? Who is stopping you? Your seniors are stopping you? No, seniors wanted to work. Your HOD wants you to work, right?
Yeah.
काम हो गया खत्म, अभी क्या करो? कर सकते हो ना? रोका किसने लाइफ में? तो take that mental barrier off, because as Neeraj Chopra also says, मेडल जीतने के लिए फिर एक्सीलेंस के लिए सिर्फ मेंटल बैरियर ही होता है. ये मेंटल बैरियर तोड़ो. आई एम टेलिंग यू, एक्सीलेंस इज वेटिंग फॉर यू. ऑनवर्ड्स एंड अपवर्ड्स.
So that was Dr. Pradyumna Tembhekar for us, and thank you so much, sir.
थैंक यू so much. See you soon, guys.
Yeah.
मतलब कोई यूट्यूबर था भी नहीं, मतलब कोई यूट्यूब करता भी नहीं था. सो हमने हमारे कॉलेज